Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra with me, Shel Patnagar, and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand the closing action on the D Street. Well, good news is that we have recovered from the day's low point. We are now 30 points higher as far as the Nifty is concerned. We also managed to pull up above 24,900 momentarily as well. It's the Nifty Bank that's supporting the sentiments for the markets because a 0.7% of a surge can be seen on the Nifty Bank, about a 360 point of a jump on that one. What else is supporting the sentiments is clearly the FMCG space and heavyweight stocks like HUL, which are now over 3% up in trade today, and at 29.25 continuous record highs can be seen on such stocks, and these are some of the pockets that are actually helping the markets recover from the day's lows. Private banks, financial services also aiding the sentiments. The top 5 movers on the Nifty are HUL, Shri Ram Finance, ITC, ICICI Bank, Britannia and Tata Consumer Products, whereas where you actually see the market still sluggish are some of the PSU names like oil and natural gas is down by about 4% today. Remember, the stocks have been continuously on a one-way up run, so you can see a 4% decline on this one. Tech Mahindra, NTPC, Hindalco, Tata Motors, Coal India are some of the other losers at this point in time. But interesting times in the IPO space as well, Shal.
Ladies and gentlemen, what was really good in the markets today was that despite the weakness that came in from Wall Street, we've had a mild dip in the morning, but what held was the monthly pivot that I had spoken about in trade. Let's hope that the Nifty closes its shop today at above 24,800. That will be a very, very big relief, because from then on we will see this monthly pivot acting with strength and providing support. Remember, from 25,333, which was seen 5 days ago, a record high, the market has corrected to 24,760. That's about a 580 point fall, and more or less, that's something that is about 1/3 of what was gained in the previous 28 sessions. So this is fairly good. Let us see where the Nifty closes. And as Sakshi was pointing out, today's rally is boosted by the private sector banking space, which itself is a very, very strong component of the Nifty. ICICI Bank 1.8% higher. This is contributing 38 points to Nifty's tally. And of course, how can you forget Kotak and Axis Bank? They together provide 10 additional points. But the stars of the day, undoubtedly Hindustan Unilever. This was the last stock we discussed on Friday, the moment the move began towards record high, and this was the first stock that we marked in morning trade, up now 3%, firmly in record high territory. And this is super good move on 2 accounts. One, the parent of Hindustan Unilever PLC, has divested its ice cream business. There is a panel set up within the parent and the local company to see whether the local Indian ice cream business should be sold or not. The revenue for that is 1,800 crore rupees, 3% of FY24 sales. So keep HUL in mind for a couple of reasons. And secondly, this is the beginning of the festive season. You have great rains that have happened across India. Primarily, it's a rural driven company, and therefore HUL is something that to be looked at. And Sakshi, this is not alone in moving. I'm requesting the PCI to fire Dabur as well as Marico as well as Britannia charts. So it's a combined move across the FMCG landscape, primarily addressing the rural threshold and of course the festive season. Broadly, you have strong support coming into the market. Remember, when it opened gap down, there were just 386 gainers. Sakshi, that number is now 750. Yeah. And we were talking about losses across the board on the 19 indices that we track.
Yes.
Now 5 of them are in the green. You've marked Nifty Bank, I've marked the FMCG index, and you have now the Fin Services index in the green, and to some extent the Nifty 100 as well. So going is good. My only complaint is that volume is not there, but mukammal jahan हर जगह नहीं मिलता.
That's an interesting one. Okay, and it's time now to welcome our guest on the show. We are now joined by Mr. Kush Godasara. He's a market expert. He's now joining in. Warm welcome to you, Kush, and good to have you again with us. Tell us, how are you looking at the market setup with this bounce back? Do you think it's going to be sustainable and once again giving us some hopes of the markets back above 25,000, or do you think that will still take some time?
Uh, Good afternoon. Definitely, I think it may take some time because big names like Reliance, PSU stocks are not supporting. Of course, looking at ICICI and Axis Bank, it looks good, but PSU stocks and PSU banks are not supporting. That is a bit of concern, and also Reliance Industries and small cap index. I mean, these three things are just giving me little doubt about the recovery. So I will be convinced once we close about 25,000 because option also has their resistance over the same level. So yes, today's recovery in Bank Nifty is looking a little bit relief, but last 1 hour would be crucial.
Okay, last 1 hour will be crucial right there. How are you really looking at HUL right now, Kush? Do you think beyond this kind of a move that we have already seen, there is more steam and one can still step in into HUL?
Yes, definitely. I think HUL is looking good. FMCG pack is looking good. To hedge your positions, I think HUL should be bought at current levels also. I believe after a long time we are, looking HUL to cross 3,000 mark. So 2,875 can be a stop loss, and we may see 3,000 crossing over, but it will take some time within a next week or so. So definitely a low beta from current levels, but one can still go long.
Okay, I'll request the PCR to fire the longest possible chart of HUL. The stock has done pretty much, absolutely nothing for the last 4 years. And it's a 4-year breakout, a 48-month breakout that you are seeing from September 2019 to presently. So this is how it is. And Sakshi, what is really interesting is that if you look at against Colgate, if you look at it against Britannia, HUL has fallen short in terms of overall returns. I'll give you that data in a while, but this is how it is. You can see it right in front. Over a 10-year period, Colgate has handsomely outperformed Hindustan Unilever. If we can shorten it to 5 years on both stocks, then you can well see. See, Britannia is up 7.6x, Colgate is up 3.6x, and of course, Lever is up just 2.9. So that's the underperformance that Lever has to catch up with these two other giants. And this is, as I had mentioned, a seminal event that's happened in capital markets, that Lever has broken out of its 4-year chasm, and these are good signs ahead. It should be interesting to note, Sakshi, and I'll give you this data. How has the PE changed for Hindustan Unilever over the last 4 or 5 years? Remember, the stock may have not done anything at all, but it has continued to make higher and higher profits when the stock has not reacted at all. So that, ladies and gentlemen, will be crucial. Sakshi handles the show for a while till I get you this excellent data.
Okay, so Kush, apart from HUL also, do you think there is enough and more value within the other counterparts, maybe from the large cap or the mid cap of FMCG space as well? How about an ITC, and what looks more positive between Dabur and Marico?
I think FMCG looks good, but I think Tata Consumer is my pick. I think Tata Consumer has consolidated at good levels, so 1150 is a good support. One can buy on Tata Consumer around 1150, and I think fundamentally also the way Starbucks is expanding in the country, I think in the longer term this stock is still undervalued. I think one can buy over here. The target on the upside is 1280 within next 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay, got it. So that's as far as the FMCG space is concerned. How about the liquor space within the larger FMCG space? Both UBL and USL, they are up and about in the F&O space today. with United Breweries up by 3%, United Spirits up by about 2.8% as well. And we've been seeing a whole lot of interest in the last 1 week, 10 days or 2 weeks odd in various other, Alco-Bev space stocks as well, be it Tilak Nagar Industries, Allied Blenders. How are you looking at some such interesting spots, or maybe Radico Khaitan? What looks good here? Where do you see the charts are most positive?
Definitely, United Breweries have just approached last 2 weeks high around 2090. I think this stock is about to give a breakout. We need some volume support from the counter, and since the morning we have seen some volume interest also. So definitely, I think UBL charts are looking good for a breakout. Once we see a breakout about 2090, I believe we can spurt to 2180 in a short time, and stop loss can be 2040. So definitely buy about 2090.
Okay, so got it. So that's as far as even the Alcobev space and some of the stocks over there are concerned. Some kind of a move can be seen across the board, even in that space again today. One more stock which is aside, we'll come back and circle back to the FMCG space. One more stock that I wanted to highlight is Ola Electric. Let's pull up the stock right there. There's a sudden bounce on this stock. Remember, the stock was down 3 to 4% odd in today's trading session. We had highlighted for you that the 1 month lock-in period ends and there will be a fresh flow of some shares which were under lock-in period, and therefore you saw the stock down about 104 odd levels. It suddenly picked up pace in the last half an hour odd or so, and you can actually see the stock now up 3% odd at 113 odd levels. Kush, of course you will not have the long-term charts, but what does this bounce suggest?
Maybe I would, avoid this bounce. I think this could be a trap for us
Oh,
short-term
okay.
trader. So I would definitely looking at 15 minutes chart. I think one should avoid this bounce.
One should avoid this stock. So that's the clear view that's coming in. It could be a trap right there. So keep an eye out on that one. Apart from that, let's also broaden our consumption discussion to even the consumer durable space now, Kush. We've been looking at how the FMCG is picking up pace, but along with this, even the consumer durables are picking up pace. Festive season has started, and one is looking at both the gems and the jewelry space. We are seeing a whole host of momentum within Titan, within Senco Gold, even TBZ with the sharp moves that we've seen in trade today. Several other previously tracked counters like PC Jewelers, Kalyan Jewelers, they are also in momentum. So one space is that, and the other space is the white goods space. So stocks like Havells, V-Guard, Blue Star, they're all in momentum again in trade today. Amber Enterprises. How are you looking at the consumption basket as a whole?
Definitely, I think festive next 2 months after the festive season, and I believe one should buy festive stocks like Titan. I think Titan has underperformed quite a bit, and it has given a fresh breakout last week. So definitely, I think 10-day average is taking strong support on Titan stock price, and inverted head and shoulder type of a pattern has given a breakout, which is a good pattern for a reversal. I believe Titan can be bought for 2 months. Stop loss can be around 3530. On the upside, I believe we may touch 3900 in next 2 months.
Okay, let's touch upon two other stocks, one in the green and one in the red. Kush, your opinion on ONGC? We've seen a very, very sharp erosion in crude oil prices. Now, Sakshi, they are around, I would believe, 18-month lows, and it's impacting ONGC very, very adversely. Below 300 after, I think, many, many months. Kush, what are the charts of ONGC telling you?
Definitely, ONGC has reached 300 level almost after, say, 3 months. Last time it was below this level in month of July or June. So yes, definitely charts are looking weak. The way it has turned around, I think even a 10 weeks average has been breached today, which was at 305. So definitely a sell call as of now. 305 can be a resistance or a stop loss on the upside. I believe we may test 288 on the downside.
Okay, so the first time ever in its life that ONGC went above 300 rupees was on 11th of July. Now we are exactly that, which makes it 3-month low as far as the counter is concerned. And Sakshi, it's broken below 100-day moving average. The 200-day moving average is somewhere like 270. let us see where we reach there or not, but this is the state of play of ONGC. And one stock that you and I have been tracking is IEX,
Yes.
213, driven by very positive monthly numbers of volume traded in terms of billion units on IEX, and of course the performance. This is at its highest since May 22. All time high of course was 316 that we saw in October 21. That was the 5-for-1 stock split that had happened. To you, Kush, what are the charts of IEX telling you?
Definitely, IEX has been a trader's favorite stock since quite a long time even in F&O space. I think stock is moving on the upside slow and steadily. Still, the charts are looking strong. The 5-day average and 10-day average around 195 are looking strong support. So maybe risk to ratio at current levels is not favorable, but anywhere near to 195, the stock is good to buy. On the upside, I believe we may touch 250 over a period of time. So IEX charts are looking good.
Okay, IEX charts are looking good right there, so we'll continue to keep an eye out on that one too. Apart from this, let's also delve a little deeper. Paint stocks for you. How are you looking at this space as well from the crude derivative space, Kush? And is anything looking promising to you here?
Definitely, today we are seeing a good turnaround, even and the crude prices are supporting such turnarounds. But I believe Asian Paint, Berger Paint are all approaching resistance on the weekly charts. So maybe for this week, maybe Asian Paint is on my watch list. Definitely, we have seen a good momentum from the lower levels. But I believe once above 3,300, a fresh buying can be made.
Okay, got it. So that's the kind of expectation that there is. Another very interesting space which we have been discussing quite a lot is the insurance space as well. Now, why this is interesting is one, of course, there is this expectation 5 o'clock is what we are expecting the GST Council briefing will come up, and whether there is any kind of a relief on the rates when it comes to health insurance, that will be important for us to watch. Be it the PSU players or the private players, they will all be in focus when it comes to the general insurance names. But apart from there is one more trigger for the insurance companies, and that is with the massive pandals which are taking place in Mumbai for Ganpati. You have a 400 crore cover for Mumbai's richest Ganpati, which definitely means business for insurance companies. This is from Gaur Saraswat Brahmin Seva Mandal at the King Circle that has taken a massive 400 crore rupee insurance for the pandal. How are you looking at such insurance players by way of massive business flowing in from the festivities right there for these companies?
Definitely, insurance companies have given a surprise move in recent past. I believe still, insurance space is a good momentum to move forward. Definitely, today's outcome would be washed out. But I believe, at current levels, it's a little bit risky, but existing positions can be held on. Policy Bazaar is on my radar. I believe Policy Bazaar is a stock, maybe fintech, where we may on deep should add the stock. Policy Bazaar, has a first mover advantage. So I think Policy Bazaar is a stock on a long term basis. Also, one could accumulate. Symmetric triangle formation is in currently positioned. Stock may see a sell off below 1700, while above 1750 we may see a good up move. So keep Policy Bazaar on your radar. Tomorrow we may take position according to the breakout.
Okay, that's an interesting stock to discuss. Sakshi, more pain on NTPC. This is now something interesting. 388, down 1.6%. The entire PSU pack is under heavy selling pressure, and of course profit booking. I distinctly remember an all-time high of about 418, 419 on NTPC. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a medium-term opportunity to add NTPC. I very rarely stick my neck out in talking about stocks that you can hold for the long term. Let's speak to Kush. Kush, what are the areas where you feel NTPC should be purchased for the long term, which is the most immediate support that you see?
I think on the weekly chart, on daily charts, we would have some immediate support. But yes, definitely on weekly charts, 375 is the immediate support. If we stretch a support line from the levels of starting of 2024, 375 is a good support. So maybe we can buy at current levels with a stop loss of 375. Because if we breach 375, we may test 340 levels. So maybe it's time to take some risk. 375 can be a strict stop loss. So we are getting a long-term bet at a good small stop loss. So one should risk it.
Okay, I'm requesting the PCI to please show NTPC only, because what support levels Kush is talking about are relevant only to that chart. So Kush, can you please repeat what you were talking in terms of support levels and resistances?
Support is at 375, while resistance are around 420. So for a long-term bet, currently we may take some risk with a stop loss of 375.
Okay, now this profit selling that has happened from a high of 423 has taken the stock to 388, which is the lowest level since 25th of July. What you see as 376 is actually the 100-day moving average. So if you find it somewhere there, please do pay attention, or at least keep it on your radar for a long term purchase to your portfolio. Its unit NTPC Green will come out with an IPO, and that itself is a value creative exercise that will happen for NTPC shareholders over the next 1 year or so. Sakshi.
Okay, got it. So we will be keeping an eye out on this one as well. How about the power financiers as well? Kush, PFC and REC. What are you making of the recent dips in these spaces?
I would just avoid buying because I think still we may see some profit booking. PFC 485 is my support, while REC 550 is my support, because that was the level where they started their journey before 5 months. So I think they will test their past support. So I would avoid buying fresh in both of the counters right now.
Okay, let's keep an eye out on the banking space now, viewers. The Nifty Bank is up over 500 points at the day's high level now. Strong contribution being made from the banking counters. You can see 51,137 now back with us as far as the Nifty Bank is concerned. And stocks like ICICI Bank are definitely pulling the Nifty Bank higher, contributing greatly to the recovery in the Nifty as well. We are back above 24,900 on the Nifty, 53 points higher. So you can see ICICI Bank is at the day's high point. 2.2% uptick can be seen on this one. What else is moving? You can see Kotak Mahindra Bank up, IndusInd Bank, Federal Bank, AU Small Finance Bank, Axis, SBI, they're all up and about, and even HDFC is about 0.4% higher in trade. Kush, assess the banking story for us, especially the private sector banks, and do you see the momentum continuing? Should one place fresh bets?
Definitely, private sector banks are moving strong, and especially ICICI Bank, who has breached even Friday's high. So yes, definitely they are looking good, but I'm still waiting for support from PSU banks. I mean, still they are not showing some volume momentum. So I'm a little bit cautious yet. But maybe yes, uh, they are looking good, but maybe SBI recovers at a great pace about 790. We can find some trade over there because ICICI Indus, they already have given a good move. So my watch is on SBI. Once it crosses 790 mark, maybe we can do a BTST.
Okay. Sakshi, there was a research report on SBI, right, 3-4 days ago?
Yes.
Pointing to a target of, I think, 740.
Yeah, lower targets were given. I'll just share with you.
I think Goldman Sachs had come out with that report, and 740 happens to be 200 DMA. तो क्या दिमाग लगाया target देने में? Nevertheless, that is what we have for you, ladies and gentlemen. And I think SBI has also corrected fairly deeply.
742 was the target.
742.
Right?
So not bad for memory. All-time high was 913, ladies and gentlemen, and this 913 came 1 day before the election results were announced on June 3rd. You are just a whisker short of the 200-day DMA. which is 764. So possibly one of the best times to potentially add SBI to your long term portfolio. A nice deep correction, and this is where the stock is at the moment. I think when the earnings came in, the stock was at 893, but it's sort of undergone a very serious bout of profit booking as far as prices are concerned. Now let's also look at some other winners that are there in the market. Again, research report led. Kush, your view on Shri Ram Finance, 2% higher, record high.
Shri Ram Finance is definitely, NBFCs are looking good. Shri Ram Finance has given a good breakout. I think still this stock can go further up. 33.90 can be your target, while trailing stop loss can be placed at 32.75. So Shri Ram Finance stocks are looking good.
Okay, and Sakshi, as usual, you have a research report on Shri Ram, right?
Yes,
Can you please share?
Absolutely. UBS came out with a report with a buy target and a target price which was raised from 29.15 to 38.50. And this is after the synergies from the merger they believe can continue to aid growth.
Okay, so this is what is there as far as the uptick is concerned. I am requesting the PCR to fire a long term chart of Shri Ram Finance. Maybe 6 months ago, we had Mr. Ashish Chaturmota from JM Financial come to the show, and exactly at 1800 he had given a buy. And he had said this is of course a long term punt, please keep it on your portfolio, and in less than maybe a year or 8-6 months you have had a fantastic return. Please keep that this as a cornerstone of your portfolio. Between this time and now, the stock has also entered the Nifty. So that itself has resulted in a lot of inflows. So please keep this in view as far as markets are concerned. Let's look at some other highs that have come upon us. Okay. So many pharma stocks actually.
Yeah.
I sort of I'm getting tired marking pharma on a regular basis, but again let me share the names with you. We were wondering what GLS is in the morning. Glenmark Life Sciences, ladies and gentlemen. So many stocks get listed and it just sort of becomes a bit fuzzy. 1197, 4% higher on GLS. This is Glenmark Life Sciences. We are talking about GLS, which is at 1197, 4% higher. It's a subsidiary of Glenmark Life Sciences, and is showing a volume of 11 lakh 62 crores. Yes, absolutely. This is the stock that I am talking about. Suven Pharma and FDC have also hit record highs. Suven just got a US FDA check done. They have 6 observations, so please keep that in mind. Nevertheless, the stock hit a all-time high of 1225 in trade today. Lever we've discussed, Pidilite we've discussed many times, and of course the latest one in this pack is DOMS. Used to be a stationery company, is now wanting to make adult diapers. So that's how life changes, ladies and gentlemen. The IPO was for expanding capacity in stationery market, and here you have a company which is now wanting to get into the booming market of adult diapers. One more thing, Sakshi, we need to check Senco. I'll request the PCR to fire the chart of this gold retailer. An interesting development that's happened in Senco is that they've set up a subsidiary which will sell high-end additional products in the already existing showrooms of Senco, which is leather and non-leather goods, jewelry, lab-grown diamonds, and perfumes.
Yes.
So I don't know whether that's a related or an unrelated diversification, but if you are in the showroom and you find gold expensive, maybe you can buy a perfume from Giorgio Armani. I hope I have the name right.
Yes, and the management was just with us,
Acha.
share of Senco Gold, and they said to us that they expect a 5% of the revenue from these non-jewelry businesses going forward in the next 3-4 years or so. About 50 crores as an investment is what they plan to do for these non-jewelry businesses. They already have about 4 or 5 physical stores. They plan to expand more, and that's how they are looking at. Of course, in the upcoming festive season, they are again looking at huge demand for these non-jewelry businesses as well. For lab-grown diamonds also, he said that of course on ground the demand is there already for natural diamonds and for lab-grown. For both in the last 3-4 months odd, the prices have got reduced a bit, but again he expects a pickup going forward into the new year as well, and towards the festive season. That's what he also told us about. And for the margins, especially in the non-core non-jewelry business, will be far larger than the ones in the jewelry business. 25-30% odd kind of margins is what he's expecting there.
And Sakshi, let me tell you one very interesting thing. 2 years ago, a lot of ultra HNI families sold off their diamond holdings, purchased lab diamonds, and poured that money into stock markets. So, that's like.
That's of course, that's interesting one. Well, we'll definitely keep an eye out on it, and we'll get now Kush to talk about Senco and its foray into the non-core jewelry business. How would you look at Senco now? And between the other companies, you talked about Titan for sure. How would you look at Senco?
Definitely, Senco chart is looking good. Since lows in April, it has given a continuous up move. We see small time corrections, and again we see a volume momentum. So since last 4 trading session, including today, we have seen a support around 1160. I believe that can be a stop loss, and still fresh longs can be initiated. On the upside, I believe trendline resistance is going to hit around 1330. So still an 100 rupees up move for short term.
Okay, well, we will thank you on that note, Kush, for being with us on the show and sharing such wonderful insights. Always a pleasure to host you with us. Thanks a lot for sparing your time for all our viewers and helping them with your insights. Viewers, what we'll do is now we'll shift focus, and Mr. Brijesh Singh is now with us. He is the Senior Technical Analyst at Stock Axis. He now joins in to share his perspective on the markets right now. Sharp move on the Nifty. We are actually seeing a 70 point of an uptick now, 24,920 with us. You can see we are at the day's high point. Nifty Bank clearly has to be thanked a lot for that. You can see over a 520 point of an uptick coming in from the Nifty Bank. Brijesh ji, how are you looking at this bounce and the support coming in from the banking space?
So, is actually overall, if I look about the Bank Nifty, that is the only index which has been holding and giving a boost towards the market has been considered, and that too with the private sector bank, whether that be ICICI Bank or Kotak Bank. Now, Bank Nifty has been considered 50,600, 50,000 are the support. Immediately resistance lies now to 51,400. If we are able to surpass this 51,400, the next level to watch would be 51,700 to 51,800. Regarding with the Nifty is also considered, Nifty has a support at 24,700, panic support lies at 24,400, resistance wise 24,950, 24,970 is a resistance if we surpass, and 25,170 would be coming in the play. So the Nifty has been considered. I feel that if it consolidated in this range of say 24,700 to 25,000, that would be good part for the market, and after that we can see we can see closing about 25,100. We can see Nifty making a new high of 25,400 or 25,470.
Okay, so that's the view coming in from Brijesh ji on two major indices. Namaste Brijesh ji, a very warm welcome to you, sir. Some of the stocks that have trended over the last 5 days are something to be looked at, because they've moved against the market force of a correction and have posted strong gains. Some of them let's check. This is Paytm, 2.4% higher on a weekly basis. As far as the month to date is concerned, the gains are even stronger. I'll request you to please give a view on Laurus Labs. This is 4% higher month from August 31st onwards, and for the moment at about 490. What are the charts of Laurus Labs telling you?
So if I talk about the Laurus Lab chart on the daily time frame, the stock has been trading with higher tops and higher bottom formation, and whenever there is a profit booking, we see that stock touching the longer term moving average, and after that we see a bounce back, and that bounce back is with the volume. So that is one of the good part. Regarding with now at 490 around, stock has a potential to make a new 52-week high, and right now the 50-week high is 501. But I feel that if stock doesn't breaks a level of 468 or 475 zone, we can see stock jumping towards the level of say 550 or 555 also, but that would be taking a little bit longer term time frame if someone has a view of say couple of months. For a very short term time frame, say suppose one wants to play for a 1 week sort of thing, and I'll say that support of 480 and play for the target of 512 followed by 525.
Right. The support and resistance levels have been marked for Laurus Labs. I'll request the PCR to show that one instead of Paytm, because the viewers just might get confused on the pricing. Let's just get Laurus Labs right there in front of you. This is at its highest level since September 22. Brijesh, if you could just kindly repeat the support and resistance levels. My apologies for requesting you to do that.
Yeah, so suppose someone has a view for a very short term time frame, the panic support lies at 470, but for very short term 480 is a support. And the higher side resistance lies at 510 or 12 followed by 525. If someone has a view of say 1 month plus, then it can even try to touch 550 to 555 zone.
Okay, got it. So that's the view that's coming in. Brijesh ji, let's ask you as well. We have been focusing on the entire FMCG space right from morning and HUL too. How are you tracking and looking at the entire FMCG space and the opportunities there?
So, Sakshi, whenever we see, and especially in the monsoon season, we see that FMCG sector always moves up. Now, regarding with the FMCG sector, now today is a session of UBL, HUL, Dabur has moved up, Marico has moved up, but I'll prefer 2-3 counter which look promising. One is UBL, United Berries. I'm just keeping in the FMCG sector. We see from a chart point of view, and in today's session we have seen stock making the bullish engulfing candlesticks trading at 2065, and trendline breakout has been witnesses. If it holds downside, if it holds a level of say 2000, then we can see stock jumping towards the level of 278 280 zone, and the 52-week high is 282. If it gives closing above 2170, then the next level to watch on the higher side would be 2300 also. In a shorter term time frame, Dabur charts looks good at the present rate of 659, and in today's session we have seen stock making it was just trying to make a new 52-week high, but it made a right now the intraday high 661, 52-week high 652. Present rate can be used to go along with the stop loss of 644 and then play for the target of 680, 685. Both the counter time frame would be holding, would be at least for a week time frame.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's how prices are stacked as far as Dabur is concerned. We are now at 3:09 p.m. Just about 21 minutes left for trade to lapse for Monday. What is good? The good is that the monthly pivot on Nifty has been tested with strength, and you've seen a very strong bounce back coming in from a low of 24,760 today to 24,930. So if you look at the intraday move, this is worth 170 points, and not only has the gap down been erased, what has happened is that the Nifty has snapped a 3-4 day falling spree from previous Tuesday to previous Thursday, and it seems that the worst is now over. The all-time high was 25,333, and we went down to 24,760. So that's the change, and as Sakshi has been pointing out, it's led by private banks, to some extent even by FMCG. There is no stopping Pharma, and IT also has contributed. Remember, these four pillars were the laggards of the market. I am excluding Pharma, but private banks, major IT, and of course FMCG were doing nothing at all till about 3 weeks ago, and they are the ones that have come up strongly to provide very strong inputs on Nifty. Let's look at the most active counters now and see what the market has thrown up. Sakshi, it's very interesting to see the moves that have come in as far as the gainers are concerned. I'll again point out Zomato. Brijesh, what are the charts of Zomato telling you? 263, 1.2% higher. The fourth traded stock on the National Stock Exchange in terms of volumes. What is it telling you?
So it has a 50-week high of 280 around, and we have seen a rally from a level of 4th June. Most of the stock had made a low, and its low was a 146. We have seen a parabolic sort of curving towards the upside, made a high of 280, and after that we have seen stock profit booking, made a low of 230, and again it has bounced back. Now it is trading at 230, 263 zone. So if someone has a view of say 3 month to a 5 month of time frame, present rate can be used to go along with the swing low of 230 as a stop loss and play for the target of 330. But if someone has a view of very short term, say for a week time frame around, then present rate can be used to go along with the stop loss of 248 and then play for the target of 280 to 85.
Okay, so that's as far as Zomato is also concerned. Meanwhile, viewers, we'll just give you an update that Bajaj Housing Finance IPO has got fully subscribed on day one. In fact, as per the latest updates that we have, the IPO has got 1.43 times subscription. This is as per 3 p.m. As we have got the latest figures for the public issue in the retail category has got subscribed 1.24 times, 0.5 times in QIB, 3 times in NIIs as well. So it's got fully subscribed. So that's the kind of demand that's coming in for the Bajaj Housing Finance IPO. Brijesh ji, how are you looking at the listed twins parent companies, Bajaj Finance and Bajaj Finserv? Most of the shareholders who held these stocks until August 30th will get to apply for the IPO in two categories. Beyond retail, they can also apply under the shareholder category right there. What are you expecting from these two companies now?
So if I compare Bajaj Finance and Bajaj Finserv, the chart of the Bajaj Finserv looks much more promising than the Bajaj Finance has been considered. We have seen, from a level of 1526 or say 1510, 1520 zone, 14th of August, and one way rally towards the level of 1890, that is a 52-week high. And still it has not been, stopping, and still there are chances that it might try to touch another upside level of 1910, 1920 zone. So for a short term bet has been considered with the Bajaj Finance has been considered. I'll say for a short term has been considered play for the target of 1910, 1920. Present rate can be used to go along with the stop loss of 1830 zone. Bajaj Finance has been considered, stock had been, in a zigzag way towards the downside, and after that when the news came out and stock had jumped from a level of 6,300, 6,400 zone. Now it has been trading at 7,340. All the important moving average has been crossed. Stock has been comfortably trading at this zone. 7,100 is a support which should not be broken. So that should be as a stop loss. Play for the target of 7,700, 7,800 zone. But for Bajaj Finance, that 7,700, 7,800, it would be taking at least 2 weeks to a 3 weeks time.
Right. So two important points. Bajaj Finance is the selling shareholder of 3,000 crore rupees in Bajaj Housing. It's an OFS from them. The overall size of the issue is about 6,600 crores for Bajaj Housing, and Bajaj Finserv is the parent of Bajaj Finance. So if we can just get back the chart of Bajaj Finserv on a long term basis, Sakshi, this is a price that you saw last in October 2021. Again, something of a 4-year period where the stock has done nothing. So this IPO may just trigger fresh moves on both Bajaj Finance and Bajaj Finserv. We've been tracking this for the last maybe 2 weeks at least, when the first IPO related move happened on Bajaj Finance. Again, Bajaj Finance has been an underperformer. Now it remains to be seen, when Bajaj Housing is listed, whether this momentum will be lost or you will see a further uptick. So markets themselves are, how should I say, very unpredictable in the short term, but let's hope that for the sake of Bajaj Finserv and Bajaj Finance shareholders who have practically had nothing for the last 3 years, the trend changes for the better. Sakshi, 317, 13 minutes left for the Nifty to wrap up. Maybe time for some BTST or STBT. Yours.
Yes, Brijesh, over to you.
So last time also we have talked about BTST, STBT, 13-day Fibonacci retracement and all this thing. 13 days, if you remember, 13-day play a major role in it. Now today we'll surely go with BTST only. The charts are still promising, no doubt. Buying at every level has been there. And the best part is the Bank Nifty has been performing. It's giving support to the Nifty. So I have two counters for the BTST. Number one is GICRE, General Insurance Corporation of India. Present rate can be used to go long. 406 around the stock has been trading. With the stop loss of 400, one can play for the target of 420, 425. Another, since banking has been moving up, I'll look out ICICI Bank at 1234 around. It's been trading. Present rate can be used to go long with the stop loss of 1215, and then play for the target of 1255, 1258.
Okay, got it. So those are the stocks that have been suggested to you. Let me bring up some more stocks where some more momentum can be seen. Okay, after a long haul, Inox Wind is moving 3.4% higher in trade. Our renewable energy space has been garnering attention with Premier Energies within the solar pack, and wind energy space is also picking up pace. Several orders are flowing in here. Suzlon has come out with some order flows too. How are you looking at Inox Wind and the other players within the renewable energy space, especially wind energy?
So I'll just add up Inox Wind with Inox Green also. Even that thing has been moving up. Just now, even I have seen the chart in the last 10-15 minutes, the buying has been seeing in it. So if I talk about Inox Wind, 233 around, stock has been trading. Previous week high has been broken. Immediately resistance line 238 around, but I feel that would be breaking, and stock would be heading towards the level of 247, 248, 237 is a 52-week high. So I feel that if it doesn't break a level of 228, one can keep that thing as a stop loss for a short-term bet. It's been considered and play for a target of 247. If I talk about Inox Green, on the daily time frame, the stock it's been trading at 201, 202 zone around. It has made the bullish engulfing candlesticks. It's been trading about the shorter term moving average. The indicators are giving the buy signal. The volume has been supporting. For a short term bet, it's been considered 185, 188 is a support, and on the higher side, it has a resistance 225, 228. So 215 is a 52 week. I feel that would be breaking. 225, 228 is a level where profit booking would be coming. So one can play in both this counter on the buy side.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, now we are at the real fag end of the show, and we have a 10-minute left as far as market close is concerned. The Nifty is definitely ending on a very strong note, and it's ending at the day's high. A wonderful rally from day's low, which has taken it more than 200 points higher. The low for today was 24,760, and the most immediate high that we saw was 945. So please keep this wonderful move in mind, and let's hope that the worst is behind us when we get into Tuesday tomorrow, and I hope that Wall Street would also be sending us positive cues. Futures in the US markets are absolutely flat. While there is nothing positive to talk about, but look at the flip side, the glass is half full, there is nothing negative as well. So with that background in mind, one must look at the Nifty trying to sort of navigate this move. What are the stocks that have contributed to Nifty's fantastic move today? Banks, banks and banks all the way. ICICI Bank, Kotak, Axis, HDFC and SBI. These are 5 banks that are a part of the Nifty, all of them rising between 0.5% and 1.8%. FMCG has played a stellar role. Hindustan Unilever record high. Sakshi, the open interest on Hindustan Unilever features is up 10%. It's a rare event to happen for a stock that is low beta, and itself the counters rose about 3%. ITC is higher by 2%, 512. In all this enthusiasm, we have forgotten ITC. ब्रिजेश जी, सारी जो तकलीफ़ें हैं वो धुएं में उड़ती हुई दिख रही हैं. रिकॉर्ड हाई ऑन आईटीसी.
अभी भी रुकेगा नहीं सर. If I talk about the chart on the shorter term time frame, or even if we look at the daily chart time frame, it has been trading in a very narrow range. Upside 507, 508, downside 490, 495 around. So 10 रुपए ट्रेड कर रहा है. Today we have seen the bullish engulfing candlestick. Friday was a bearish engulfing candlestick. It has been covered by that. So it is heading towards the immediate. It is heading towards 525, 527 zone. I feel, as I've said, 495 support should not be broken. Shorter term bat has been considered, then 525, 527. If someone has a view of say for a couple of month time frame, then next level to watch would be 545, 550 zone.
Okay, so this is this lovely song by Mr. Mohammad Rafi. मैं ज़िंदगी का साथ निभाता चला गया, फ़िक्र को धुएं में उड़ाता चला गया. So this is what's happening on ITC, ladies and gentlemen, and the song was picturized on the evergreen Mr. Dev Anand. I am also hoping that ITC has all the shades of Mr. Dev Anand when it comes to providing stellar returns over the longer term, and of course doing that effortlessly as Mr. Dev Anand used to act. Sakshi.
And just like that, the Nifty is also inching higher. You can actually see a 90 point of an uptick now on the Nifty at 24,940 right there. And let's hope in the next 6 minutes it could be a century for the Nifty at the end of the day, and we will all say that all's well that ends well, because it started off on a weaker note, but if we can end at the high point with 100 point of an uptick, that could further mean that the markets may be ready to bounce back from the recent lows as well. Let's look at what else could you look at for tomorrow's trade now. Brijesh ji, कल के लिए तैयारी के लिए किस तरीके से आगे बढ़ने के लिए कहेंगे? इंडेक्स के बीच में निफ्टी बैंक और स्टॉक्स भी.
See, definitely, अगर आप साक्षी ओवरऑल ट्रेंड को देखें, बैंक निफ्टी was not been outperforming as compared to Nifty. It's been considered for last 1 month, I would be saying. Now, Bank Nifty has supported at the crucial time that we required, and that too with the uh, 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 private sector bank. And in that already ICICI Bank, Kotak Bank charts are looking good. Individual stocks we have discussed like ITC है, Dabur है. BTST में एक और काउंटर ऐड कर सकते हैं where the charts are looking good is KSCL, Kaveri Seeds, 1167 around. It's been trading. Previous week high has been broken. Previous month high it would be trying to touch. 52-week high is 1180. I feel that would be breaking. Is heading towards the level of 1250. But for short for BTST has been considered 1195. 1200 is a level where one can keep as a target with the stop loss of 1145.
Okay, got it. Well, on that note, we'll thank you, Brijesh ji, for being with us on this very special trade and sharing all these wonderful ideas. And we'll keep an eye out on all the strategies that you've suggested for tomorrow. So thanks a lot for sparing that time for us and these wonderful words of wisdom. 51,113 for the Nifty Bank, 530 points higher in trade for the Nifty Bank. That's pulled up the Nifty higher by 94 points, 24,950 and thereabouts. If you look at how the Nifty has been moving, viewers, just about few minutes and you could be seeing a century on the Nifty as well. But apart from the markets, once we shut down, you will be also looking at what is really happening in the big tech world as well. Remember, Apple is gearing up for its much anticipated It's Glow Time event today, and the tech giants events have traditionally centered around the new flagship devices. Occasionally other products have also made the appearances, maybe Macs, high-end iPads as well, usually occur later in the year, but this time too the expected pattern is similar. You may be looking at newer iPhones and Apple Watches, that could be certain, but to get us what you could be really expecting from the event tonight, I'm now joined by my colleague Danny right here. Danny, welcome, and do tell us, what to expect from today's Apple's event, and are we also getting any made in India iPhone 16 now?
After a year of rumors and leaks, we will finally have a look at the new iPhone 16 series. Tim Cook will be sharing all that's new at the Glow Time event, and it starts at 10:30 p.m. here in India. And there are some exciting updates in store for Apple fans. Just like last year, we are getting 4 new iPhones: the iPhone 16, iPhone 16 Plus, iPhone 16 Pro and the iPhone 16 Pro Max. The biggest change is the larger screens for the Pro models. The iPhone 16 Pro is expected to have a 6.3-inch display, while the Pro Max could feature a massive 6.9-inch screen, plus the thinner bezels for more viewing space. Now, Apple is also focusing heavily on AI this year. The iPhone 16 will include Apple Intelligence features like smarter Siri responses, ChatGPT, and tools to edit and read messages, all powered by iOS 18. For photography, the smaller Pro model is rumored to get an updated 5x lens and new anti-reflective technology to reduce glare. And the non-Pro models will also get some minor enhancements like an action button that was first introduced with the iPhone 15 Pro models. The camera layout will also be different this year for the non-Pro models. The RAM is also expected to be boosted for the more affordable iPhone 16 and iPhone 16 Plus. Now, the made in India iPhone 16 will also go on sale just days after today's launch. The Apple manufacturers have reportedly already started production, and Indian-made iPhones might soon be available worldwide. So ultimately, we are getting bigger screens, better cameras, and smarter AI features from the Apple event this evening.
Okay, got that. Thanks a lot, Danny, for all that update. Of course, this is going to be exciting for all the tech enthusiasts right there who will be glued onto the screens right from 10 p.m. onwards tonight. Thanks a lot. And we'll get to you back, Danny, tomorrow to really find out whether all those expectations have been met, or is there anything as a surprise that you will get for us when we speak to you tomorrow as well. So thanks a lot, Danny, for that. A minute to go for the markets. We did touch that 24,952 odd mark, 97, 98 points higher, slipped back a little bit, 24,940 right now on the Nifty share.
I think, Sakshi, one better thing would be to, I'm going to be the biggest villain in this piece, maybe buy the Apple share instead of the iPhone for 2 reasons. you can get 2 shares for 1 iPhone. And I am certain 1 year from now the Apple share will be higher than the price of an iPhone. But like I said, for all those Apple handset enthusiasts, I am the biggest villain. But when you buy an appreciating asset, so from all the buyings that you will do for the iPhone, people like me will benefit because we are Apple shareholders.
Okay, got that. So there you go, viewers. We'll leave you to choose between the Apple share and the Apple iPhone, and you tell us in the comment section below what are you really going to be purchasing tonight. So thanks a lot for being with us on this very special edition of Market Today, and do stay tuned as we will continue to get you all the news from the world of business even beyond the stock market hours.
Battle for Haryana heats up. Congress Aam Aadmi Party alliance is stuck amid hectic bargaining over seats. The stalemate intensifying with both sides sticking to their guns. Sources in Aam Aadmi